There we go, that's better. Yes, you can hear me now, can't you? Last minute microphone adjustments, what can you do? So, I hope you're good, I hope you're Genki. Here we go, says Gray. Yeah, and then blew it right at the end. Oh my goodness, I'm going to have to drop a quick click for that.
Hello.
So, this is the second Gray's Pick and Mix. Comic book recap of last week and comic book recommendations for the coming week. See how we go. So let me get rid of my comment because who wants to see that? Not me. So, had a fantastic weekend. Just to catch you up, I went to a beach party. The first time in 4 years. The first time since everything was locked down. So yeah, that was great to go out and have a bit of a dance on the sand like an old man, trying to keep up with the the drum and bass. Flipping out, that was crazy. It actually made me feel like an old man trying to dance to drum and bass. It was going so fast, I couldn't believe it. Good morning, Dwayne, how are you? Good to see you. Let me know, am I coming through okay? I think I was muted at the beginning like a complete fool. So just checking on here. So yeah, that was Saturday night, the beach party. Kind of recovering on Sunday, but I cycled down to the beach again Sunday evening and just chilled out, watched the sea with a little can of beer. Not quite at the sunset, but that was nice. And then you won't believe it, today, yet again, I finished work. It's actually 8 p.m. here in Japan, Monday night. So I finished work today, then set this stream up and then cycled down. Thought, make the most of the weather. Gray's going crazy and actually went in the sea for the first time. The first time this year I went in the sea. It was great. It was really good. It was a bit choppy, a bit wavy, but nice to, get in and cool off from the mugginess, the humidity. Okay, thanks, Dwayne. I guess that means coming through loud and clear. Let me just have a quick check. I can listen to it on here. Listen to me listening to me. Humidity. Okay, thanks, Dwayne. I guess that means coming through loud and clear. Let me just have a quick check. Listen to me listening to me. So, without further ado, let's get on to the comics. So first of all, last week I only managed to drop 2 proper review videos. Well, actually 3 when I think about it. I had a review of 2000 AD. There's a Rogue Trooper story by Garth Ennis in there, which got me to kind of dive back into it, jump back in, because I do dip in and out of 2000 AD. It's easy to get it on digital. There's a great 2000 AD shop webpage where you can buy it. It's only $1.99. So I picked up the latest issue, which is already part 12 of that Rogue Trooper story by Garth Ennis. Yeah, so I went back and picked up the first part of that and really enjoyed it. It's nice, it's good art, and not just that story. There's about 2 other ones apart from Judge Dredd. There's 2 other good stories in there. So if you ever feel like it, give it a try. Your Barmy was here earlier. Your Barmy, thanks so much, mate. He dropped some wacky waffles and samurai emojis which don't show up on StreamYard, but you can see them in the chat. He also gifted a membership, and now my brother Mick Cope has just became a member and he doesn't even know it. So Mick, if you ever see this, like in a few hours or a few days, do use those emojis, those members emojis, and there are also some members only videos. Ladies, be careful with those. Not very exciting, really. Okay, so so I had the Rogue Trooper story from 2000 AD, and then on Wednesday I dropped my review of Amazing Spider-Man. Yeah, I know, right? I'm still reading it. Am I crazy? So let me double check. It was issue 28. Issue 28. I gave it 5 out of 10. I think that was maybe being a bit generous. Just to sum up my video, I've got a little review here. Just let me read from that. The whole Miss Marvel drama seems forgotten as a bizarre slapstick tone permeates this new issue. Doc Ock is back and upgraded. J. Jonah Jameson is acting completely out of character. And Craven even makes a brief appearance. I wonder why. Nothing to do with that trailer drop, on YouTube. Anyway, so Craven makes a brief appearance only to be made a fool of by Otto Octavius, and as an excuse to info dump about Otto's new appendages. Ed McGuinness's art is decent, but his version of Doc Ock comes across as a bit of a comedy character and lacks any convincing threat. He's drawing Doc Ock like kind of, rotund and rounded of face and body. So I know he's a bit like that in the old comics, but he just looks a bit campy. He looks a bit daft. You are too damn nice. Am I? Really? I don't know. Just blathering away as usual. And what else do we have? So I had the Amazing Spider-Man review, and then oh my goodness, I'm forgetting. I'm sure I did another one. Oh yeah, that's it. There was Darth Vader, Black, White and Red, or Black, Red and White, or Red, White and Black, whatever it's called. Issue 3, and in that issue there was a Daniel Warren Johnson story. Really good. Only short, like 8 to 10 pages, I think. The Darth Vader Red, White and Black is a series of like short stories. It's like a compilation book, and Daniel Warren Johnson's I thought was really good, worth a look, but it's a bit pricey. It's $4.99 for that. There we go. Hey, Mick's here in the house. Thanks for the membership present you owe me. You shouldn't have, but appreciated. No, that's cool, Mick. It's he's very kind. He buys one, and then whoever like pops in the chat, if you've got the setting on your YouTube, whatever user, that you're open to receive gifted memberships, you just get it automatically. You even got it before you were here. Isn't that strange? Round boy Otto, says Dwayne. Yeah, he really was, wasn't it? It was a strange look. So that was my 3 main videos. I also dropped a video of me and Jim Werner from Weird Science Comics. We reviewed Invisibles issue 7. Yeah, issue 7. It's part 3 of Arcadia. Wow. That was completely bonkers. It was the Marquis de Sade issue. If you've read it, you'll know what I'm talking about. But I'll tell you what, coming back and rereading, for me this is probably the 3rd time I've come back to it. I've read them through once, of course, when they were first coming out, but on a reread it only went up to about volume 2, so I haven't read the whole run on a reread, so I'm looking forward to eventually getting past, my first reread. So that was good fun. So that was my videos from last week. What else came out last week which I didn't review but I recommend? Let me tell you. Okay, and also let me try and share a screen. Now I have it set up. Here we go. And don't forget to breathe, Gray. What's Dwayne saying? Norman and Jonah look hectic. Yeah, they look strange. And J. Jonah Jameson's had a complete change of personality. You're like, who knew he cared so much about Doc Ock's old tentacles? Very strange. So, from last week, quick scan through. Where are we? Ooh, I went to YouTube by mistake. Here we go. Last week, as I say, Amazing Spider-Man, don't recommend it. Don't bother picking it up. If I had to recommend a DC title out of the ones I actually read, where are we? Action Comics has been pretty good. It's pretty decent, but again, it's 3 stories in one. You get a main Superman story, you get a Lois and Clark and young Jonathan Kent story, and there's a Steel story too. I'm not that clued up on Steel. I don't know the character, and that was the weakest out of the 3 in that issue, but the Superman family, the main Superman story is pretty strong and some great art in that. And the second one, the young John, that's been pretty good too. Where are we? Just scanning down. Batman the Brave and the Bold. Somebody lent me a copy, if you know what I mean, so I was able to read it. Oh my gosh. Tom King, he thinks he's Alan Moore Mark II or something. He's writing a Batman and Joker kind of year 1, supposedly when they very first met story, and he's reading the Joker like insane. He's like a movie monster, like a Jason Voorhees or something, because for one, he gets shot to death and just keeps walking by the cops, or by I think, is it Captain, or it's not even Captain then, lead detective Gordon, Jim Gordon, just like gets up from it. Crazy. What else? He survives a leap from a 3-story window, whereas when Batman chases him, Batman almost breaks his neck doing the same thing. It's just crazy. There's a scene where Joker jumps out. Yeah, he sticks his knife in somebody's neck and robs their car, leaves them in as a passenger, driving off. Batman uses his grappling hook to hook the car, and he's being dragged along Indiana Jones style, back when Indy was good. And I think Joker does a severe turn, a hard corner. Batman goes flying, hits some garbage like bins, and he's he's winded, he's on the floor, out of breath. Joker stops the car and he's kicking his face in. It's just ridiculous. I didn't know Joker was so overpowered. So yeah, don't recommend The Brave and the Bold. It's not been good at all. And the price tag of that, where is it? $7.99. Okay, you do get 2 other stories, but still, $7.99. Crazy. And anything from Marvel? Nothing stood out from Marvel. The top comics, I'm not reading Thor, I'm not reading She-Hulk. Ghost Rider, if you like Ghost Rider, if you're a huge fan of the character, it's been okay. That's what I've heard. Deadpool, don't go near it. Alyssa Wong's writing it terribly. Harley Quinn is just insane. Ask Jim from Weird Science. It's mad. I think he nearly lost his voice reviewing the last issue. It's what is going on? Doesn't make any sense. And Tim Drake Robin concluded with issue 10. So I didn't read that either. So yeah, that was last week. Not very exciting. So while I'm doing this, let me set up something. Let me stop sharing. There we go. I want to set up a banner, which I haven't done. Let me edit this. So can you believe, guys, we're in July, aren't we? Amazing. It's the 3rd of July today. Where are we? July 3rd. Oh, 3. That should do it. Let's show that. New releases for this week. Okay, good. So this is probably going to be a surprise for you. What's coming out? What are the big releases? I tell you what, if you're a DC Comics fan, don't hold your breath for this week. Unbelievable. Wait till you see what's coming out, what's not coming out from DC. Okay, just bear with me while I share again. And hopefully, don't turn into a robot. Right. Check this out. Look at the top line of releases. Now, don't forget, this is not in sales order. This is in the order of League of Comic Geeks, great website. League of Comic Geeks users pull list. So the most pulled issue coming out this week is Marvel's Daredevil, issue 13. Then we get Marvel X-Men 24. Not reading X-Men. Thor Annual #1 comes out. So you had Thor the monthly last week, and now you've got a Thor Annual. Venom, issue 22. Fantastic Four. Are you seeing a theme here? Marvel. Spider-Man 10, Marvel. Not the main Spider-Man title, the weird Dan Slott kind of multiverse one. Then we get Spawn, Image Comics. Come on, get in. Spawn is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. The 7th most pulled issue for this week. And then again, Marvel with Star Wars, issue 36. Where's DC? To find DC, you've got to go to the next line down, the next row. Is it number 9? 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah, the 9th most pulled issue, and it's not exactly the most exciting one. It's The Adventures of Superman. John Kent, the aged up version, yeah, not the cute 10-year-old from the Action Comics title. So Adventures of John Kent, Superman comes out, and it's the most pulled DC Comics issue this week. Because, you know what's happening, don't you? Night Terrors begins. DC have got a limited event in July and August, and they're doing horror stories of the main characters called Night Terrors. Yes, with a K, that's right. We've got Night Terrors Batman, issue 1 coming out. Night Terrors First Blood, issue 1 coming out. That's $5.99, by the way. The Batman's $4.99. Now, I'm probably going to pick that one up just because I've always been a Batman fan. I want to give it a try. And it's got art by, however you pronounce his name, I think it's Guillem March. Guillem March. Or Guillem, hard to say, but he's got a really cool style. I think it will suit a horror title. Let me get back to you, if anyone's in the comments. Oh yeah, Dwayne, Tom King thinks he's Alan Moore, but we all know better. Heroes in Crisis. Oh dear, absolutely. Less said about that, the better. To be fair to Tom King, I thought his Batman run started off okay, but the War of Jokes and Riddles went a little bit weird, went on a bit too long, then it seemed to be okay again, but then for me it nosedived after the 50th issue with the wedding that never was, the Batman Catwoman wedding. Bruce gets jilted at the altar by Catwoman. And then since then, Tom King's been like writing Batman Depressed. Hulk 1, volume 800. Seriously, I enjoyed, but we'll see. Let's have a look. So, yeah, isn't that crazy? So we've got the Night Terrors event. They're basically doing horror-themed stories. I think there may be just 1 or 2 issues. That's it for the big characters like Batman. And it's so weird. This is what Jim was saying from Weird Science Comics. He's like, the spookiest months of the year are now July and August. Now, what's funny is in Japan, August is a kind of spooky month. It's very popular here to tell ghost stories. Now, the reason they do that, because it's so bloody hot, it's to cool people down, with a scary story, like Chills in the summertime. But I think you would have thought they would have released this at Halloween, wouldn't you? Like October, November. But no, they've brought them out. They're bringing them out from tomorrow for 2 months. So the main titles are all stopping. Most of them are. So there should be a regular Batman out tomorrow, but it's not. It's this Batman Night Terrors, and then there'll be a part 2, issue 2, and then August. Wait a minute. Yeah, July, August, then September. I have to wait till September for Batman to continue. Isn't it strange? Just scrolling down, having a quick scan. Poison Ivy Night Terrors. Night Terrors the Joker. No interest in those. Keep going. Then we've got 2 regular DC Comics titles, which they're not very big sellers because they're right down here. Peacemaker Tries Hard, issue 3, and Steelworks, issue 2. Steelworks is being written by Lieutenant Worf himself from Next Generation, Michael Dorn, the actor. And then there's another Night Terrors title called Ravager, issue 1, which I am interested in this. This is, as far as I know, it's Deadshot's daughter, isn't it? Well, no, not Deadshot. Deadpool. Oh, Jesus. I always get them mixed up. Deathstroke. How many can you have? It's Deathstroke, isn't it? Sorry. Deathstroke's daughter. So it looks pretty good. It's written by, I think it's Ed Brisson, who's been doing a good job after he took over on Batman Inc. Surprisingly, it's a decent Batman title, which is not getting a lot of love or a lot of sales. There we go. That's what's coming out. It's not a lot, is it? Not a lot to get excited about. What a Grace Picks then. Flipping heck. So if I had to recommend, I can't really say essential buy, can I? Because we don't know if they're going to be any good or not. But if you're a Marvel fan and if you've been buying Daredevil, then Daredevil issue 13 is the one to pick up Wednesday. Of course, if you like Thor, try the annual. You've also got X-Men for the X-Men fans, but I've heard from a lot of people who used to read it but don't read it anymore. Venom, Spider-Man 10, not a great series, and Star Wars. DC, if you're a DC Comics fan, you're not in much luck, are you? It's either Adventures of Superman John Kent, which I don't recommend. I would go for the Night Terrors, either Batman or the one I was just talking about, Night Terrors Ravager. Just give those a try. Otherwise, yeah, I wouldn't go for the Joker because I heard the synopsis. It sounds terrible. It's written by Matthew Rosenberg. Less said about him, the better. His Joker, the man who stopped laughing, or the man who just gave up and didn't want to laugh ever again. It was really bad. Really, really bad series. The ones I read, I kind of jumped in and out because I kept hearing, it's awful. And it wasn't good at all. Like nothing much even happened in it. So there you go. And for indies, indie comics, maybe go with Spawn from Image. That's the most pulled one. After that, I'm not a fan of Monstrous, but let's go down a bit more. Boom Studios have got Grimm coming out, which I haven't read, but I don't know if you like that. And The Walking Dead, the colorized versions of Walking Dead, issue 66. Phantom Road, not heard about it, I don't know. No One from Image again, issue 4. I don't know it. So there we go. Not a lot to get excited about. Good grief. Oh, there we go. Marvel Comics Clobbering Time, issue 5. That has been fun. It's like the old 2-in-1, but not as good, of course. You know, Benjamin Grimm, the Thing himself, and a bit of a weird kind of out of continuity multiverse. Getting a bit sick of the multiverse story. Okay, let's get back to Night Errors, the Summer Sandbar, says Dwayne. Do you know, I know, it's like there's so little coming out that that's why I'm actually going to give it a chance. And I'm curious about the Batman one because I think it could be good. You know, if you get if it's done well, if it's a good limited story about Batman with a horror angle, and as I say, the artist is a pretty decent artist. He does have a pretty distinct style, but yeah, I've seen him do Batman before. He did some of the issues when James Tiny Onion, the fourth, was writing it. So, okay. Gray's picks are slim pickings indeed. Unbelievable. Not a lot to write home about. Yeah, Dwayne, to the back issue dollar drawers as fast as lightning. If you can get pick up some good back issues, or dust off a copy of, you know, something you've not read for a while, for a few years, either a collection, or, you know, pick up a few issues. Like, it's just like me been going through both Morrison's Doom Patrol and Morrison's Invisibles. That's been great fun going back to those. Now, I was looking at 2000 AD. The new one's not out until Wednesday, new issue 2000 AD. So I think it's the final part. I'll have to double check. The final part of the Rogue Trooper by Garth Ennis story. I think it's part 13. Could be. Don't quote me on that. So worth a look. Again, only $1.99. And Shonen Jump, that's what I want to talk about. The new issue drops today. Shonen Jump. Now, I didn't pick up a physical this time. I thought, it's kind of wasting me money because I don't really get time to read it. But I wanted to share with you the cover star. Here we go. So in Japan it drops on Mondays. I say it's already Monday night here. We're in the future. So issue 31 of 2023 came out, and the cover star it's Jujutsu Kaisen, which is a pretty decent horror title. I like it. I'm not reading it regularly, but I've read the first couple of volumes in English. They were good, and there's a decent anime as well of it. So listen to this. Jujutsu Kaisen is up to chapter 227. Now don't forget, you know, these they're not that many pages. They're anything between up to 10 or 20 at the most pages. Depends, unless it's a big like release or a big new start, you can get more, get 30 pages. But chapter 227. From what I've heard, they wait till about, is it 6 or 7? Between 6, 7 or 8 chapters come out, and then they'll release the tankobon, the collected edition, like the paperback version where it collects, you know, between 6 and 8 chapters. So what else is out in it? Sakamoto Days is a very popular title. That's up to chapter 125. And Akane Benashi for Jim, chapter 68, still going. That's about it. What do you think of the cover, though? It looked good. Let's have a look here. There we go. Oops, if I move, it goes like that. It's mad, isn't it, to think this is like, it costs $2. Of course, it's crappy quality, the really pulpy paper with uniform colours, like the whole page is one colour, if you know what I mean. It's like, you know, pink, green, then blue, then maybe yellow, pale. Doesn't look very good. It's not printed well, but it's like $2 and you get 400 pages. Insane. Oh, there you go. Just some of the art from Jujutsu Kaisen. Okay, the volume, the collected editions, 23 is coming out on July the 4th, tomorrow. And on that note, on Tuesday, it's Independence Day for all my American friends. So happy Independence Day to you for that. That's cool. Okay, Dwayne, you're reading Black Panther, Panther's Rage, and Panther vs. the Clan. Epic collection. That sounds cool. I haven't read it. And I was reading Christopher Priest's Black Panther, but I didn't finish it. I got about 10 issues in, but no, I never finished it. I forgot to put Shonen Jump. There we go. So there we go. That's a Shonen Jump. Any more from that? Okay, that was last issue. Okay, good. So, where are we? What's next? Let's talk about Night Terrors then. What's it all about? What's it all about? Alfie! So, it's DC's summer event. It's a bit of a weird one, isn't it? I'm just going to read from the website Popverse. This is written by Graham. Hey, it's me, Graham McMillan, staff writer. Now, this came out April 27th, so this is a little bit old now, but it's kind of an introduction to the DC horror event for the summer. So the architect is, not from the Matrix, the architect is Joshua Williamson. He's going to be writing the core Night Terrors storyline. As I was saying before, he's also writing the Batman title, Night Terrors. So this is going to come out in July and August. It says here, the death of one of the superhero's earliest villains leads to an investigation that stretches beyond the veil between life and death, leading not only to the debut of a new villain called Insomnia. Now, when I hear that name, I get flashbacks to dancing, when I was not a teenager, in my early 20s, dancing at a warehouse rave. No, I'm not going to start humming it now. Can't get no sleep. But also the intervention of a hero traditionally left untouched by DC events. None other than Deadman. So Deadman's going to be in it. So that could be interesting. As part of the event, DC will be publishing a number of 2-issue series this summer. That's only 2 issues. Okay, now let's have a quick look. Shall I share my screen? Let me show you. We've got a checklist here. Check this out. Check out my checklist. So July 4th, as I was saying before, tomorrow, Tuesday. First Blood, Night Terrors First Blood Part 1. Rambo! No, it's not Rambo. And Batman Part 1. Both by Joshua Williamson. We've also got Ravager, Joker, and Poison Ivy. Oh, and a Black Adam issue 1. They're all coming out tomorrow. Then you can move forward to July the 11th, so next week. Night Terrors issue 1 of 4 by, again, Joshua Williamson. Then there's a Robin issue 1, a Flash, a Zatanna, Shazam, Green Lantern. So, it's as you can see, it's like a lot of the current titles, they've all been put on pause, and they're doing Night Terrors fill-in issues instead. Then the week after that, you've got Night Terrors Wonder Woman issue 1, Superman 1, Nightwing 1, Catwoman 1, Punchline 1. Who knew we needed that? And then the end of the month, the final week, Night Terrors 2 of 4, Titans issue 1, Action Comics issue 1. Again, these are all Night Terrors, yeah. Detective Comics, Harley Quinn, Angel Breaker. Who is that? No idea. They're all issue 1s. Then August, the dates aren't confirmed yet, but they just continue, and it's either issue 2 of the main titles or part 3 or part 4 of 4. So there we go. What do you think? Right at the end, you've got Night Terrors Night's End. I guess that's the concluding issue of the event. There we go. The full event checklist. So you're talking like, I can't count here, but I think there's like, is it 22 issues or something like 24? There's a heck of a lot. That looks like more than that, doesn't it? A lot of issues. Here's some of the covers. Should make it bigger. There we go. That's the cover for the Night Terrors First Blood issue 1. It comes out tomorrow. This is a variant cover, I think, of the Batman issue 1. Look at that. That's awesome. Is that Matina? I think that's by Matina. This one looks like either Action Comics or a Superman one. Again, it looks like Matina to me. There's no credits, so I can't actually see on the page. And a Wonder Woman one. Okay. What do you think of those? Any good? Are you interested? Are you tempted to pick them up? Back to you, Dwayne. Yeah. Priest, though, I thought he was really good. I don't know about these days, but from what I've heard, he doesn't have final say on his issues anymore, on his writing, especially for the main titles. The main publishers, DC and Marvel. Don't know how much to believe, but he's been quoted as saying allegedly that once he's done his scripts, they get sent off to mystery men. It's like a movie, sent off to mystery men who do a final check, and then it gets published or edited and published. So strange indeed. Good morning, Leah Rose. Nice to see you. Thanks for dropping in. I appreciate it. Hope you're going to have a great Monday. And nice covers. Yeah, Dwayne, you open up, but you don't know about the story, do you? I know. I think the Joshua Williamson one should be decent. And as I say, I think that character, which I don't really know, Ravager, the Deathstroke's daughter, with the writer on that could be a bit of a dark horse. That could be good. Never know. But whatever you do, don't go for the Joker one. Don't do it. It's Matthew Rosenberg writing that. No. Okay, so that's what we get. We get July and August of the Night Terror event. Some of the more minor DC Comics titles will continue through that, but for the major titles, they go on hiatus for 2 months. So it's a bit of a pain, isn't it? What makes it worse is that Dawn of DC not long started, so we're only up to issue 2 for some titles, or issue 3, like Green Lantern, Green Arrow. They're still pretty new. Action Comics, Batman, they're all kind of just going. It just seems strange. Nice to see you in the chat. That's awesome. So how are we doing? That's the Night Terrors news. Anything else jumping out? Not really. So my plan tomorrow is hopefully, again, I'm in Japan, so I live in the future, so I'm able, if I'm lucky, if I have a free evening, which I do tomorrow, Tuesday for me, I'm hoping to get that Night Terrors Batman reviewed and up on YouTube, but we'll see. I'll tell you how it is. I'll let you know if it's worth picking up or not. Yeah, it's $4.99 as well. I mean, that's what Batman is now anyway, but at least the Ravager Night Terrors issue 1, that's $3.99. So again, I'm almost tempted to go for that instead, but it's Batman. What can I do? It's Batman pulling me in. Just when I thought I was out, they pulled me back in. Yeah, Dwayne, I'm the same, mate. I hate being negative. That's why my channel's currently struggling to get more than 1,300 subs. Not that I'm complaining, I'm very happy with those 1,300. Those 1,300 people are awesome, but it's been a long road of getting 2 or 3 subs a week. That's the way it's been going, because I tend to focus on positives. Crazy, right? That's crazy, I know. If I was screaming and shouting at the clouds and the world, maybe I'd be doing much better, but that's just not me. Okay. This could end up being quite a short one. I say I'm keeping these streams short. I just wanted to do a little morning show, a nice little digest. Last week's was just over 45 minutes. I'm running out of things to talk about because there's nothing coming out. It's so sad. On to regular books. I talked about this last week. I'm going to give a currently reading book or a recommendation. Real books, not comics for a change. And also a recommendation for something to watch, which I've seen over the last week or so. So, currently reading Children of Dune. Yes, I'm kind of struggling through it, guys and ladies and gentlemen. It's not great. I was expecting a lot more, because the original Dune, Frank Herbert, is one of my favorite books of all time. I love that book. I've read it through at least 3 times the actual physical copy. I've listened to the audiobook a few times. I've got a kind of strange, weird respect and love for the broken David Lynch cut. It wasn't even his final cut, the David Lynch film. I do have a bit of love for that. Partly because I was able to see that in the cinema. I'm that old. I was either 12, I think, 11 or 12 when it came out, and I begged me dad, Dad, will you please take me, or please. I think he dropped me off and picked me up. He was probably glad he didn't sit through it, but I thought it was at the time, I was 12, I thought it was amazing, crazy, weird, freaky but amazing. And on that note, there is a great longer cut on YouTube. You can watch it for free. David Lynch's Dune. I can't remember the exact title, but it's a something cut, whatever. And just look for the runtime. It's maybe 3.5 hours. Someone's like gone into that and edited it, and yeah, they've done a great job. One thing that really stands out for David Lynch's Dune is how like glowing the sand is, the sand scenes. If you compare it with Denis Villeneuve's new one, which I also love, by the way. But yeah, his is much more realistic looking. It's the sand is kind of, it's not bright or shiny or golden sands. It's just looks regular, normal. But the David Lynch one, he must have done some kind of colouring on that. But yeah, it looks amazing. I think it's vivid. Keep throwing recommendations, Dwayne. Yeah, I appreciate it as well in your comments as well on the comic book review videos. They're awesome. It's great to get the recs. I'm going to get there one day. A bit of Jim Starlin, a bit of Cosmic Marvel. So much to read. I want to get back to Doctor Strange, the 70s run as well, and things like that. Master of Kung Fu, which rereading, by the way. I was introduced to that by my brother Mick. He was a huge fan. He has quite a lot of the original issues back in the 70s. Shang-Chi, the original Master of Kung Fu, kind of MI6 Kung Fu spy James Bond series. It was awesome. John Severin biography. Ooh, John Severin. Sorry, Severin. I don't know it, mate. So that's your recommendation. Nice one. Hey, good to see you. Good morning, Manny, the Hobgoblin Collector. How you doing? Are you good? Hope you're good, man. He has a channel, by the way. He drops some cool kind of mini shorts on Spider-Man, Hobgoblin, Spider-Man issues, and also, I don't know, are you doing reviews as well, Manny? I can't remember off the top of my head. I know you've been doing a lot of work on shorts, but also like deep dives into the past Spider-Man. Some of the the really good runs, the early issues. You can tell by his, what's it called? Oh my God, Avatar, getting stream brain. He's a big Hobgoblin fan. Yeah, it's a thumbs up and a heart from Dwayne there. Yeah, awesome. So that's my currently reading book, Children of Dune, and I've been struggling to get through that. Yeah. Okay, and as for TV or movie recommendations, well, apart from my all-time favourite at the moment, well, not all the time, but my current, the last couple of years favourite, Japanese TV drama, Midnight Diner, Shinya Shokudo, which is on Netflix. Can't recommend it enough. It's awesome. Short slices of life stories of people who just meet in a diner in Shinjuku in Tokyo, and can be very, very emotionally moving at times. Sometimes funny, sometimes daft, but great food as well in there. So I was going to recommend, I did review this at the weekend, a live stream on it. I actually, first of all, I watched a documentary on Amazon Prime, which is the music of 007, the soundtracks. It was pretty decent. It did have a focus on the more recent stuff, but they also went back into the past and interviewed, some of the people who put together the soundtracks, the people who wrote them, the people who performed them. It was great, some great James Bond music, and that got me to rewatch for the first time since I think it came out, The World Is Not Enough, Bond number 19 with Pierce Brosnan, his third Bond movie. If you remember, he was in GoldenEye, then Tomorrow Never Dies, and The World Is Not Enough. The World Is Not Enough is with Begbie from Trainspotting. Robert Carlyle is the villain. It's that crazy thing where he's been shot. He was shot in the head, earlier, and this bullet is slowly going through his head for some weird reason. He's going to die, and he can't feel pain because of it. It's just it's bizarre, but it was actually really good. It opened really strong. It was practical effects, lots of stunt work. It looked good. There was no CGI, although very little. You didn't even notice it. Didn't take you out of the movie. Nice locations. Pierce Brosnan was very good as James Bond. Sophie Marceau was great as the Elektra. Nice Daredevil reference there. Not Elektra the assassin, but her character's name was Elektra, so she was cool. So yeah, give it a shot, see what you think. Okay, thanks Dwayne. Roger Stern, yes, huge recommend. I'm with you. Hey Michael, thanks mate, I appreciate it. Lurking in the background. No, it's awesome. If you have me on the background, I don't know why you would, but you listen to some weird British guy geek out about comics first thing in the morning for you. I really appreciate it, mate. And thank you for your support, for your membership. That's huge. Manny, thanks for the kind words. I have to wait a few months for new Marvel books on the app, so I don't do new comic book reviews. Okay, mate, fair enough. I did finish a Zeb Wells Hobgoblin video. Okay, I'll have to have a look at that. I want to see what you thought of it. Because, yeah, he brings the Hobgoblin in, doesn't he? Brings it into the series. Yeah, no spoilers for me. I'm going to check out your video, I want to see, but I wasn't that impressed with it. But again, forgive me, I don't know the character that well. Okay, Dwayne, I'm going to binge watch Samurai Jack, seasons 1 to 5. What a brilliant animation. Fantastic. I'm getting his name. It's is it Gendy Tarkov? Oh my god, I want to say Tarkin from from Star Wars. Tarkovsky, something like that. You could correct me in the chat. Oh, he's a great animator. No, I think I've got the name completely wrong, haven't I? It's something like that, but I know who you mean. He did the original animated Clone Wars, not the CGI stuff. Great animator. He also did the wonderful Primal, which if you haven't seen, I highly recommend. Okay, Manny, you're going to release the Wells Hobgoblin next week. Okay, nice one. This week you're releasing a few Rhino videos. Cool. Yeah, as I say, Dwayne, recommend it, mate. Check out the channel. He does some good deep dives on some of the villains, and especially Hobgoblin, different Spider-Man characters, some of the classic series, classic issues, classic runs. Okay, so we're coming up to 42. It's the magic number from Douglas Adams. 42 minutes. It's a good time to wrap things up. So I've gone through. There's my studio notes. Check it out. This is a professional operation, definitely. So as I say, looking forward to hopefully a good horror Batman story. It better not be rubbish. I really do hope so. Tomorrow. So look out for that review. That should be out early on. Where are we? Tuesday morning, hopefully, American time. So afternoon and evening. Afternoon in the US. No, sorry. Afternoon in Europe, the UK, and evening in Japan. I haven't seen Primal. Dwayne. I haven't watched it all. I've been dipping in and out of it, but it's so good. It's so good. There's no dialogue. Oh, well, hardly. Really, really good. Excuse me. Imagine that, telling a story purely visually. Genius. That's what it's all about, isn't it? Animation and comic books too. So yeah, Batman. I'm not sure about Spawn. I've stopped reading the main title. I'm sticking with Gunslinger Spawn and King Spawn, reading those, but I don't know if I'll be reviewing that. Wednesday night, my time, but I don't release a video till later, doing another Invisibles deep dive with Jim from Weird Science. So that's issue 8. It's the final part of the Arcadia Craziness storyline. Looking forward to recording that. That's probably going to be up on my channel by the weekend, but Jim does release them first on his podcast. Weird Science Comics, I think it is. Yeah, Weird Science Comics is the name of the podcast too. And otherwise, yeah, there's nothing really jumping out, even from Marvel. Good grief. I'll probably read Daredevil because I've been enjoying it, but I don't know if I'll be dropping a review. It's time, isn't it? Time, ladies and gentlemen. There might not be time. Nothing exciting. Oh, the one thing, guys, before I finish, one thing that surprised me, because you'll miss this if you don't scroll right down the League of Comic Geeks. It's let me count. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 rows down. Yeah, 5 rows. That's 8 issues in a row. So on the it's not number 40, but it's 8 4s are 32, 33, 34, 35. The 36 down in 36th position. There's a 36 most pulled issue. There's a new Captain America, issue 750, a special coming out. I was like, why is that so low down? Let's see if I can briefly share before I finish. Here we go. I don't read the character, but you know, with such a big number, you thought they'd be making a big deal of it. It's going to be a 68-page comic book, price $7.99. It says here the cover date September. That's weird, isn't it? But it's showing as a new release on Legal Comic Book. So that might be a mistake then. So forgive me if that's not right, but it is showing us out this week. It says July 5th. Special issue 750. The Captains, plural, the Captains America mourn their fallen. Oh my God, it sounds depressing already. After the harrowing events of Captain America Cold War, the Captains America return home to mourn their fallen and strive to honour the power of legacy. Plus, the secret origin of Sam Wilson's new shield revealed, and a bold new direction for Sharon Carter. In honour of 750 issues of Captain America, a team of fan favourite guest writers join forces with superstar artists to spin timeless tales celebrating the epic history of the Star-Spangled Hero. Don't miss this jam-packed, oversized issue. What a shame it doesn't come out on July 4th, It's out on July 5th. So let me give you some of the writers. No, the synopsis said fan favourites, yeah? Timeless, classic. We've got Gail Simone, J.M. DeMatteis, okay, Jackson Lanzing, don't know, Colin Kelly, Tochi Onyebuchi, Stephanie Williams, Cody Ziegler, Dan Jurgens, and then that's it. Then the artists. Who jumps out from the artists? Ooh, I'm not really sure. Sarah Pichelli, I don't know. R.B. Silva, Daniel Acuna, I know him, his name. Carmen Carnero, Marcus Williams, Rachel Stott. So, what do you reckon? Not sure. Some nice variant covers. But yeah, it kind of like just came out of nowhere. Okay, you guys do a great job reviewing Invisibles. Thank you. It's mainly Jim. You know, I'm getting Jim's reaction and Jim's takes and giving my thoughts too. But yeah, I'm so glad he stuck with it, because he said like if he was doing it on his own, he would have dropped out by now. So, but he's still finding good things in there, and that was my aim. That was my goal, to prove there is sanity in the madness. There is a strong story. You know, there are great, well-written characters, really well developed over the series. It's worth sticking with. Thanks, Mick, as well. Okay, man is speaking to Dwayne. Yeah, Roger Stern, big heart there. I am working on completing his spectacular run. Okay, awesome. Spectacular Spider-Man. That's the question, yeah. Dwayne, is it jam-packed or fudge-packed? That's cool. That's a nice note to wrap things up on. Okay, thank you very much for watching. It's been brilliant. So, as always, I appreciate your support. Thanks for your comments in the chat. Thank you for your comments on the videos and for your support. It means the world. Without you, I'd just be blathering away to myself like my brother. No, I'm joking, Mick. I hope to see you in a future video. And yeah, do look out for the Batman Night Terrors review. Hopefully get that done tomorrow. See how busy I am tomorrow evening after work. And then, where are we? Yeah, we'll see what happens for the rest of the week, but not a lot of exciting titles coming out. Okay, that leaves me to say,
you're fond of me lobster, ain't you?
Drunken in a Virginia fence.
I seen it. You're fond of me lobster.
I am, Willem. I am fond of your lobster. Matinee.